What if I told you there's a forgotten secret ingredient that could unlock explosive growth in your pepper plants, and you're probably overlooking it right now? It's not about expensive fertilizers or complex techniques. This common garden oversight is easy to fix once you know what it is, and it could be the key to the most vigorous, productive peppers you've ever grown. As fellow gardeners, we've all been there. You're doing everything right, providing adequate water, ensuring proper sunlight, maybe even adding compost or fertilizer. Yet your pepper plants still look lackluster. The leaves might show mysterious yellowing, the stems seem weaker than they should be, or perhaps your fruit production has plateaued disappointingly. The answer to your pepper problems might lie in understanding one of agriculture's most overlooked micronutrients, boron. Walk through any garden center or browse online gardening forums, and you'll find endless discussions about nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, the famous NPK trio that dominates fertilizer labels. Yet there's a critical micronutrient that rarely gets mentioned, despite being absolutely essential for healthy pepper development. This oversight isn't just common among beginners. Even experienced gardeners often miss the signs of boron deficiency because its symptoms can be subtle and easily mistaken for other issues. Your peppers might be silently struggling with boron deficiency right now, especially if you live in an area with sandy, well-draining soil, or if you've been diligent about regular watering. Heavy rainfall or frequent irrigation can leach boron from the soil, leaving your plants desperately trying to function without this crucial element. The frustrating part is that your plants might appear relatively healthy on the surface while being fundamentally compromised at the cellular level. Think of boron as the unsung hero of plant nutrition. While it's needed in tiny amounts compared to major nutrients, its absence creates a cascade of problems that can completely derail your pepper harvest. Without adequate boron, your plants simply cannot reach their genetic potential no matter how perfect your other growing conditions might be. Boron deficiency in peppers manifests in ways that many gardeners attribute to other causes. The most telling sign is interveinal chlorosis, a fancy term for yellowing that occurs between the leaf veins while the veins themselves remain green. This creates a distinctive netted appearance that's often misdiagnosed as iron deficiency or natural aging. However, boron deficiency typically starts with the youngest leaves, unlike iron deficiency, which usually affects older foliage first. Look closely at your pepper plant's growing tips and new shoots. Are they appearing stunted or developing an unusual bushiness with shortened internodes? This compact growth pattern occurs because boron is essential for proper cell elongation and division. Without it, your plants literally cannot grow to their full size, resulting in a dwarf-like appearance that significantly impacts fruit production. Perhaps most critically for pepper growers, boron deficiency severely impacts fruit development. You might notice that your peppers are developing with thick, corky patches on their skin, or that the fruits are smaller and more prone to cracking than usual. Some peppers may develop hollow sections or fail to fill out properly, leaving you with disappointing, misshapen fruits that lack the crisp texture and full flavor you're expecting. The root system also suffers dramatically under boron deficiency. While you can't see this damage directly, the effects manifest as poor nutrient uptake, increased susceptibility to drought stress, and reduced overall plant vigor. The roots become stubby and poorly branched, creating a weak foundation that compromises everything else about your plant's performance. Before rushing to add boron to your garden, it's crucial to confirm that deficiency is actually the problem. Soil testing is your most reliable ally here, and while professional lab tests provide the most accurate results, you can start with a basic home soil test kit that includes micronutrient analysis. Most garden centers carry these kits, and they're far more affordable than treating a misdiagnosed problem. When collecting soil samples for testing, it's important to take samples from multiple locations around your pepper plants, and then mix them together to create a representative sample. Boron levels can actually vary quite a bit even within small garden areas, so using this composite approach really gives you the most accurate picture of what your plants are actually experiencing. If professional testing isn't immediately accessible, careful observation of your plants can provide some strong clues. It's a good idea to document the symptoms you're seeing with photos, and make notes about which parts of the plant are affected and how the symptoms are progressing. Then you can compare these observations with reliable agricultural extension resources that show clear examples of boron deficiency in peppers and related plants. Pay particular attention to the timing and pattern of symptom development. Boron deficiency symptoms often become more pronounced during periods of rapid growth or fruit development, when the plant's demand for this micronutrient really peaks. So if you notice problems intensifying during flowering and early fruit set, boron deficiency becomes a more likely culprit. For foliar application, you'll want to create a solution using 1 teaspoon of borax dissolved in 1 gallon of water. This concentration gives you about 0.1% boron, which is, generally safe for most pepper varieties when applied the right way. Go ahead and spray this solution onto the leaves during early morning or late evening hours. This helps minimize the risk of leaf burn and really maximizes absorption. Oh, and don't forget, the undersides of leaves are especially effective at absorbing boron, so make sure you get thorough coverage when you're applying it. Soil application actually offers a more gradual and longer-lasting approach to tackling boron deficiency. You can mix borax into your watering routine at a rate of 1 tablespoon per 100 square feet of garden space, and just make sure it's dissolved thoroughly in water before you apply it. This method provides a steady supply of boron and helps reduce the risk of over-application, though, honestly, results might take several weeks to really show up. Organic gardeners, you've got several great options for boosting boron levels in a natural way. High-quality compost made from a mix of organic materials usually contains enough boron, especially if it includes seaweed or other marine-derived stuff. Kelp meal, in particular, is super rich in boron and other trace minerals, making it a fantastic long-term soil amendment for your pepper beds. Timing your boron application strategically can really maximize their effectiveness. You'll want to apply boron supplements just before the flowering period begins, since this is when pepper plants have their highest demand for this micronutrient. And then, a second application during early fruit development can provide some additional support during this critical growth phase. While addressing boron deficiency can dramatically improve your pepper plant's performance, true gardening success comes from understanding how this micronutrient fits into the larger picture of plant health. Boron actually works synergistically with other nutrients, particularly calcium and magnesium, to create strong cell walls and efficient nutrient transport systems throughout your plants. Soil pH plays a crucial role in boron availability, with optimal absorption happening in slightly acidic to neutral conditions between 6.0 and 7.0. If your soil is too alkaline, even adequate boron levels may become unavailable to your plants, creating those apparent deficiency symptoms despite having enough of the nutrient present. Regular pH monitoring and adjustment using organic amendments like sulfur or pine needles can help maintain optimal boron uptake. So, water management becomes even more critical when addressing boron deficiency. Unlike nitrogen or potassium, boron doesn't move easily within the plant, which means, consistent moisture levels are essential for proper distribution. It's important to establish a regular watering schedule that maintains consistent soil moisture, without creating waterlogged conditions that could, honestly, leach away the boron you've worked to provide. Consider for a moment companion planting strategies that naturally support boron retention and plant health. Plants like basil, oregano, and marigolds not only provide pest protection, but also help create beneficial soil microbiology that supports nutrient cycling and retention. These companion plants can help create a more stable growing environment, where your boron applications remain effective for a longer period of time. The transformation you'll witness in properly nourished pepper plants is, honestly, pretty remarkable. Within 3 to 4 weeks of addressing boron deficiency, you should notice stronger, more upright growth, improved flower production, and better fruit set. The peppers themselves will develop thicker walls, more vibrant colors, and that crisp texture that, makes homegrown peppers so superior to store-bought alternatives. Long-term success with boron management really involves incorporating this micronutrient awareness into your regular garden maintenance routine. Annual soil testing, especially before each growing season, helps you stay ahead of potential deficiencies. It's a good idea to keep detailed records of your applications and plant responses, building a kind of personal database of what works best in your specific growing conditions. Understanding and addressing boron deficiency represents more than just fixing a plant problem. It's about developing the deeper knowledge and observation skills that, honestly, separate truly successful gardeners from those who struggle year after year with the same issues. This forgotten element might just be the missing piece that transforms your pepper growing from frustrating to phenomenal. Remember, gardening is a journey of continuous learning and refinement. Each growing season provides new opportunities to observe, adjust, and improve your techniques. The investment you make in understanding your plant's complete nutritional needs, including those often overlooked micronutrients like boron, pays dividends not just in this season's harvest, but in years of improved growing success. Your peppers are counting on you to provide not just the obvious necessities of water, sunlight, and basic fertilization, but also these subtle yet crucial elements that make the difference between surviving and thriving. With boron deficiency addressed and proper ongoing nutrition maintained, you're really setting the stage for the most productive and satisfying pepper harvest you've ever experienced. If this guide has opened your eyes to the importance of micronutrient management in your garden, make sure to subscribe to Smart Garden for more insider tips and forgotten secrets that can, honestly, revolutionize your growing success. Share this knowledge with fellow gardeners who might be struggling with the same hidden deficiencies, and let's build a community of growers who understand that sometimes the smallest details create the biggest transformations. Your peppers and your harvest will thank you for taking the time to understand what they truly need to reach their full potential.